we celebrate, observe Lag BaOmer. What is so special about the 33rd day of the Omer? Gemara tells us in Yevomis that Rabbi Akiva, who was the leading Torah sage of the generation, who was the ultimate Baal Mesorah, he carried the tradition from Sinai. And this is why Rabbi Loza Godel, who was his Rebbe, had said to him that because he didn't come study from certain laws, he says it would be forgotten forever, because nobody had the capacity to understand and process what he had to teach him. And now when he will pass away, Rabbi Loza Godel, Rabbi Loza ben Hurkanis, it's going to be forgotten forever. And Rabbi Akiva, not coming to study from him, is culpable for that Torah to be forgotten. Rabbi Akiva was the ultimate person who encompassed the Mesorah to pass it on till the end of time. He had 24,000 Talmidim students, and they all perished, they died within a period of 33 days. Now the question is, why did they die? If they were Talmidim, they were Tanoim, they were the greatest Torah sages of the generation. They were the illumination of the world. So the Gemara tells us, Shlo dogu kavod zeh b'zeh. They didn't treat one another with proper respect, and therefore, within this short period of time, they all passed away. And the Gemara tells us that when they passed away, the world became darkened. The illumination of the world was no longer there. So when we say lo nogu kavod zeh b'zeh, it's not the way we understand it. At our level, they were chas v'sholom, they were disrespectful. If they would have been disrespectful, Rabbi Akiva would have reprimanded them, he would have sent them off. They wouldn't have been qualified to be his students. Evidently, there were certain subtleties that they were so almost not recognizable what the lack of respect was. Lo nogu kavod zeh b'zeh. So that we explained in the past that if you have nuances of difference between two Talmidei Chachamim, because each one is another dimension of Torah sage, there's certain levels of respect you have to accord the other, which you don't accord somebody of lesser. This is the kavod we're speaking about. So they have to be fully attentive to every aspect of that person because of his dimension of Torah. And they weren't. And because they weren't, therefore they deserved to die in this short period of time. So there's a word from Rav Aaron Kotler, Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, and he writes that these people were the Bali Mesorah. The Mesorah, the tradition has to be accurate. There's no aspect of it which is questioned. But if they don't pay attention sufficiently to one another, and why are we concerned they may not be fully attentive to every aspect of Torah? Because they're not sensitive to one another, discerning one's level from another level. So therefore, they're not qualified to be the Bali Mesorah. Because if they carry the Mesorah, it's not going to be accurate. And if it's not accurate, this is the end of Torah Judaism. Therefore, Hashem says they will perish. To confirm that they are not qualified to be the ones that carry the tradition. Rabbi Akiva chose 5 students after this tragedy takes place, and he says, I will begin over again. And this is the celebration of Lag BaOmer. You'd say, after such tragedy takes place, what are we celebrating? We were celebrating the reestablishing, the guarantee, the eternity of Torah. And these were these 5 students. This is the holiday, the Yom Tif of Lag BaOmer. Now that we've come to a point where Hashem has said his last word, that these are not qualified, Rabbi Akiva says, I will choose another 5. And he began with them, and through that, till the end of time, we have the Mesorah, which is accurate.